Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Wednesday. It is Self-Care Wednesday. It's hump day. Hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day. I haven't done that in a while. So I have the Sacred Self-Care Ritual deck, and then we have, today we're doing self-care. So we're taking a break from body positivity, or body mindfulness, excuse me. And the reason I'm doing that is because I think it's good that we do it 3 times a week so that the other 4 days you can think about the lessons, right? Wow, that one's right out of the gate. So let's see what we got here. Wow, that was a lot that just flew out of there. Whew. People are needing some self-care, huh? I think it's been a couple weeks since I've done self-care, so let me give it one more shuffle, and got a lot to go through. All right, that's it. Thank goodness. That is a lot of cards. I mean, legit. I'm not gonna talk about every single one. We'll just plow right through. Holy cow, look at that. That's thick. Look at that. Woo, I could make a fan out of it. Anyway, all right, let's go. All right, there's the first one. We'll start with that one. So, drink tea. What, not everybody loves tea. All right, I love tea, but not everybody loves tea. But drink tea. I recently bought a tea infuser that looks like the Loch Ness Monster, except it's turquoise, but I can't wait to get it, to see it sticking out of the cup. When I do, I'll make sure to have it on the show. But yeah, drink tea. Drinking tea, there's more to it than that. In a lot of Asian cultures, there's tea ceremonies. There are rituals for tea. So, it's not just, oh yeah, make yourself a, what do they call it in Britain, a cuppa, and put the tea bag in, or I know, some people with their tea bags, but put the tea in the cup, okay? But sometimes it's more than just that. There is, in some Asian traditions, it might be the Japanese tradition, you have to spin it a couple times before you drink it, right? So you turn it, you can either spin it in your hand or on the table, and and they go all out. It's like there's the whisk. I mean, I totally want a tea set just for that, just to kind of tap into my Asian roots there. But yeah, drinking tea is more than just about sitting there. I mean, look at the mindfulness. She's having a moment of mindfulness. She's just sitting there with her tea and thinking about everything, right? Because it's not coffee. It's not going to make you jittery. Even decaf can make some people jittery, so it's not intended to do that. There are some teas with caffeine, but it's about sitting there and just having a moment with yourself. It's about just kind of getting back into your center and just kind of going, yeah, here I am. So drink tea. The next one, family. We are a family. I know. So family's good. Friends, family. Sometimes your friends are your family, right? Sometimes, we don't always pick our family, but we can pick our family if we choose to, because not all family is blood. But yeah, I mean, older sibling is my best friend, not related in any way, shape, or form. Which is kind of funny because we have a lot of similar background roots. So I was hoping that when I did one of those, because I did the Ancestor or Ancestry.com and the 23andMe test, I thought, oh, maybe we'll come back being related somehow. Did not happen. Sad face. But yeah, family is amazing. Whether it's your chosen family or it's your family, your DNA family, they can be awesome. So be sure to connect with them. Be sure to reach out to them. Make sure they're all okay. Okay. So, the next one, looking for fairies. Now I know this isn't everybody's things, but fairies can be considered nature angels if that suits your wheelhouse a little more. But yeah, sorry, my bangs are driving me nuts this morning. But yeah, I know even fairies can be signs, whether you believe in them or not. Maybe you just believe in them in books or in fairy tales or stuff like that. But if you see a little fairy in the window, like maybe a drawing or a painting, you open a book. I have a book back here, a fairy book. Oh, I know I showed it last week, but it's back there. Just those could be your signs, right? Just, it could be a painting, a picture, a photograph, whatever it is. Maybe someone talks about one. Maybe you're watching a movie, Peter Pan, right? I mean, Tinkerbell is a fairy. So, one of those things. But look for fairies. Look for fairies. Again, they are nature angels, and you know, you might see that little bright light out of the corner of your eye. Yeah. But, you know, that's if you choose to believe. That's, you know, not for me to tell you what to do. They're all personal choices, okay? Music. Oh my God. Can I tell you how healing music can be? I always forget how much I like live music until I'm actually there, right? Because you're like, oh, I don't want to go through the hassle. I got to park. I got to go through this. I got to go through that. I got to go through 5,000 metal detectors. And then you get there and you're like, yes, so zen. No matter what kind of music it is. But music is amazing. I have so many playlists. It's not even funny. I have playlists for when I'm doing some work. I have writing. I have a writing playlist. I have a, well, story/writing playlist. I have a just my musical whim for the month playlist. I have a in a mood playlist, which is like basically heavy metal and anything hard when I'm in one of those moods. You know, actually what's funny is I actually listen to that one on the way to therapy. It's almost like it ramps me up for therapy. Not that, you know, but it's just for some reason louder music soothes me. But I love all kinds of music. There's some kind of music I'm not a big fan of. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want people to get upset or whatever. But there are some genres that just don't click with me. But most genres do. And I'm one of those weird people that absolutely love, like instrumental stuff, like, soundtracks or, you know, new age music. I love all kinds of things. It just depends on my mood. But, you know, but like I said, my musical whim, that's the one where it says I'll put it on and I'll just, you know, last night I came out of my room and older sibling was sitting in her room and I'm like, I'm going to bed now. And she's all like, nice concert tonight. He's like, oh, right. I forget that people can, I mean, I sing so loud she can hear me through the wall and my door. But, but music can be soothing. Music can be very, very soothing. Let's see. Connect with water. I love water. Water is amazing. Whether it's a pool, an ocean, a lake, a river, it can be, it's the flow, and it's reminding you of the flow. You know, it's reminding you that, you know, you are connected to nature, that you are one with nature. And sometimes just floating in there reminds you, you know, that you are of this planet. You are a part of this world. And it's good to connect and reach out to our natural ancestors, you know, to just kind of try to vibe with them. So connect with water. Even your bathtub, okay? Even your bathtub, or when you're showering, it can just wash the day away from you. Just visualize it, washing all the crap away from you. Clear your energy field. Clear your energy field. So usually I weed the more metaphysical ones out, but all of these came out today, so I figure I'm just going to go through it and you can pick and choose which ones resonate with you, whether it's all of them, some of them, maybe just the music one will resonate with you, maybe just the tea. Try the tea with music, okay? Try the tea with music. I've done that. Fabulous experience. But, you know, whatever works for you. That's why there's so many cards, because not every card is going to resonate with someone. Some may resonate with others more. So, clear your energy field. Now, some of you who may be new to this, or some of you may be sitting there going, how the hell do I clear my energy field? My energy field's fine. But if you feel frazzled and you feel kind of edgy, or you feel like, right? Just take your hands. You know, you can physically touch yourself, or you can just, you know, and just try to get behind you. Or, you know, if you have someone you trust and that won't make you feel uncomfortable, you can have them what we call wiping each other down. And what that means is they're just clearing your energy field in the places where you can't reach. If it's really, really bad, just have them clear your entire energy field. Now, this may not be your thing, but even if you don't, like if you're rolling your eyes, you are probably the one person who needs to clear their energy field. Because believe it or not, this does work. We have vibes around us. That's just how that's how, God, sorry, I'm just having lots of wardrobe issues right now. That's how energy works. That's how we work. We are made up of a lot of things, but we're also made up of energy. You know, that's why when you're walking somewhere and you hit or you touch something metal by accident and you get snapped, it's the energy reacting with your energy. So, and there are a lot of scientific reasons for it, but you're still made of energy. Okay. So just go through there, just kind of, especially up here, right? Clear your crown area, clear all this stuff, and or stand in some grass. You can roll in the grass, okay, if you feel like that will help your energy. Just like, yeah, I don't have anyone around me to do this, so I'm just going to roll in the grass. And if people make fun of you, just say, hey, you know what, I don't care, I'm connecting with nature. Don't let other people judge you, because you are braver than most people to do what you're doing. Okay, most people are too worried about what other people think of them. Hydrate. Hydrate's a big one. So it has been said that you should be drinking the amount of water that is, so wait, I don't want to put this the wrong way because people are like, what? But you take your weight, you divide it in half, and those are the ounces you should be drinking. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water every day. But not a lot of people like water, okay? So you should at least be hydrating with it. 64 ounces of water. I know, it may seem like a lot. You're like, 8 glasses of water a day? If you break it down, like say you go out to Starbucks and you get a Trenta drink, okay? Maybe you got a refresher. Well, just say you got a tea, green tea, iced tea, refresher. If it's something natural based, that's already 30 ounces. Fill up your cup, you got 60 ounces. Fill it halfway again, and literally you're at 75 ounces, and you didn't even think about it. Because, you're not thinking about the 8 little glasses. You're just like, oh, I'm thirsty, I'm going to drink this. If you feel thirsty, you are dehydrated. Because even though we should be drinking a certain amount of water every day, it's summer. We're sweating. Well, it's summer up here on this side of this end of the hemisphere. But it's warmer, it's humid in a lot of places, and even if it's not humid, it is warmer than most, than it is the other times of the year. So you're going to be sweating stuff out. You're going to be glistening and glowing and being all dewy in your skin. And if you don't hydrate, that can become a problem. You can also do the skin test. Okay, just hold your hand like this, you pinch, and if your skin goes down slowly, you're dehydrated. So drink your water, all right? Drink your water. More than just 8 ounces a day, okay? Read. Reading is great. Reading is great. I can't say I'm a bibliophile. I love collecting books, but cracking one open just seems to be a problem for me lately. I used to be a very avid reader, and I don't know what happened. So I know I really need to get back to that, because I do enjoy reading. I love getting lost in the world of somebody else. I love writing and reading the stuff I write, because I love getting lost in the worlds I've created. I don't quite have the confidence yet, and I wish I did, to share my worlds with other people, but I have a few good worlds out there, and I have a few realistic worlds out there too. So I recently wrote a story that I told older sibling. I said, this would make a great play or a great short, filmed short. And it wasn't ever written to intend. It wasn't intended to go in that direction. But after I read it again, it was a very cathartic piece that I wrote. Very personal to me. And it was kind of like, wow. And I told her, I said, I really think a lot of people could benefit from this, because it doesn't hold back, but yeah, reading is a wonderful thing. You can get lost in other worlds. You can disappear for a while. It's good for your brain, because your brain is processing all these words and all these things. So the next one, use your hands. Maybe you're an artist. Using your hands, you could also be a writer, right? You still got to hold that pen, or you still got to type on those keys. So, use your hands. Use your hands to create. I love to create jewelry. I'm not very good at it yet, so I'm mostly stuck in earrings and bracelet, like just, like elastic type bracelets. Like, I made this one for myself for my birthday, because my birthstone is garnet. But, yeah, I just kind of, and baby sibling likes when I make her stuff, so I've done that too. But just little things like that, or pottery, or maybe you like to paint, maybe you like to draw or color or all that stuff. It's okay. Just do it. Don't worry if you're good or not. Okay. I have zero artistic ability, but I love to paint from time to time. And it's doodles and squiggles and all kinds of stupid crap because I cannot get the vision in my head to stick to the vision in the paper. It just looks so dumb when I try. But don't shame yourself. Just if you enjoy it, do it. Look at all these other artists out there, right? Some of them just throw paint onto a canvas and then they sell it. And it's just like, wow. And what's it supposed to mean? And, maybe they don't have an idea of what it means. Maybe when they're starting, they're just throwing stuff on there. But it might trigger something in them, or they might see something that other people can't. How many times have you been to an art gallery and this has happened to me only a handful of times and with the people I'm with, and they'll be like, I don't see anything. And I'm like, wow, I see a lot of things. Or they'll be like, I don't see anything. Or they'll say, I see something. I'll be like, I don't see what you see. But, but two people can stand in front of the same piece of artwork and see something completely different. The same with sculpting, the same with food. Okay. I know people, I know a lot of people just like to take pictures of their food. I like to take pictures of the food that is pretty. Okay. Sometimes I'll take pictures of the food of places where I know people love to go because it's like, haha, I'm here. Because, I can be a dick sometimes. But, I'm human. What can I say? At least I admit it. But no, last weekend, Sibling and I went to celebrate, well, not celebrate, but we went to commemorate the passing of her mom, 21 years ago. And, we decided, hey, let's get dessert, and we weren't sure, and not because we were trying to shame ourselves or anything, but because we were just like, I'm so full. I ended up taking half of my dessert home. But it was so beautiful the way it was presented. That's art. That's art. Except the thing is when people create this art, it gets eaten like that, right? Because you're not sitting there to stick it on your wall. You're sitting there to stick it in your face. So, art is art. Whatever you feel is artistic, do it. Be still. This is something people have a big problem with. Sitting still, being mindful, finding time to meditate. If you can, find a few points in the day. If you meditate in the morning, great. If you meditate in the evening, great. But find a couple of minutes through each section of the day, morning, noon, and night, or morning, afternoon, and night, to at least get 5 minutes of mindfulness in. To just take a few seconds for yourself. Okay? TMI. But if you're at work and you're like, oh my God, I just need to get away. But it's like, oh, great. Now I have to pee. Go in there and be mindful about it. Not sit there and go, oh, I'm doing this now. Now I'm peeing. No. What I'm saying is, you know what to do. Your body knows what to do. Okay? Aim correctly, and just while it's happening, and even while you're washing your hands and the whole time in the bathroom, you could just be kind of going inward and just having that moment, having that that mindfulness, that just sitting there and just kind of getting back into self, so that when you walk back into your office, you're kind of like, okay, I've got this. Because you've kind of calmed your brain down before it hits a red alert. So find time during the day to be still. It doesn't have to be forever. You don't have to sit there like, you see on YouTube sometime for 35 minutes just in Zen mode. Mindfulness can be as simple as 1 minute. Meditation can be as simple as 1 minute. Meditation is just finding a way to clear your mind. Mindfulness is finding a way to be present in this moment and not getting too far ahead of yourself to stress yourself out, or going backwards if you feel yourself going backwards into a moment where you don't want to be. Practice the mindfulness. Take your deep breaths, breathe in, breathe out, and focus back in this moment. Bring yourself back to center and bring yourself back to the present. So, create an altar. Now, when we think altar, we think religion a lot of times, but what an altar is for a lot of people of the metaphysical, maybe the like witches, or people who go into the more magical areas of the metaphysical, or just the metaphysical period, or even sometimes in some religions, I think Buddhists have like a little altar type temple thing. If you have a little table and maybe you have a picture of Jesus above it, that technically, with a candle and maybe some flowers in front of it, and nothing else is allowed on that table, that's technically an altar. but we think altar in terms of religion, and I think it throws us. And we sit there, and some people say that's sacrilege. It's not sacrilege. What you're doing is you are putting a place in your house for your focus. And a lot of people will put it in their bedrooms. A lot of people will put it in the living rooms and maybe corners or whatever. And it's a reminder. It's a mindful reminder. Maybe you're having a bad day, and maybe you're going in, it's like, I need to rip off my bra because it's just been such a shitty day. And you sit on your bed and you look up and you're, oh, that's right. And it can bring you back to your center, because it's like, okay, I see this, I'm going to focus. Or you're walking down your hallway and there's a picture of whoever your religious deity is sitting over a table with flowers on it, and maybe some little offerings or whatever you have on there, or maybe even your keys, right? But you're like, oh yeah, that's right. It is a return to mindfulness. It is a place to put your focus. It is a place to let go of all your stuff and let it just dissipate into the air, to let it go. And the altar can be a place for you to honor whoever it is that you turn your focus to, your higher power. And if you don't have a higher power, it could just be a place where maybe you have certain things that bring you joy, certain things that make you smile and, bring you back to center. So altars can be a very, very good thing. And last but not least, time with friends. Time with friends is wonderful. We start to feel it when we move out of this place where, maybe we feel like our friends are busier than normal, or maybe we feel like people are busier than normal, or maybe you feel a little left out, or whatever, whatever the case may be. That can help you, can really help you focus in, even if it's just coffee with a friend. Yesterday, Cheryl and I try to get to, she's one of my dear, dear friends. I would say one of my best friends. She's like she's kind of like a little sister to me. And, in the Filipino tradition, the term ate is for, your elders. I guess I'm an elder, but even if you're like a couple seconds older than somebody, if they're older than you, the polite term is really ate. So I get called that, and I felt like when she started calling me that, it was like a badge of honor. Okay, my mother would have been proud, because I told her, I said, you're one of the only people that really make me feel half Filipino, because my family grew up in the Hawaiian culture, and I do have bloodline Hawaiian, but on my dad's side, but all my Filipinos, for the most part, grew up in the Hawaiian culture. So that's been more of my culture. So through her, I get to also learn a lot about the other stuff. So that was nice. And she even translated a license plate for me yesterday. She's like, you know what that means? I'm like, I have no idea, because I don't know Filipino. So I know. I am a disgrace to my people. I'm just kidding. I'm not. I'm a delight. But yeah, so it's always fun to have that time. And, we don't get to see each other that often. So half the time we end up in one place and we end up at another. Then we'll go get coffee, and then we'll end up back at this other place. And that works. That works for us. So, we always feel kind of rejuvenated and kind of ready to go again for a couple of weeks, to just live our lives and see our own people. And so time with friends can be wonderful. And that's just one example, right? You can go out and have coffee with friends. Baby Sibling has some friends that she met through some group, I believe, people who've been through similar situations, and they go and have brunch like every month. So that's a good thing. All right. So here we are. We have just spent all that time on your sacred self-care rituals. So let's get to today's topic. It won't be long. Believe it or not, we probably would have spent more time on these cards than we will on today's topic. But today's topic is how to stay positive. So these are 6 tips on how to stay positive. Now, the first thing I want to read, Bestie Troy sent me the other day. I've known him since high school, so he's my longest friend. But Bestie Troy sent me this yesterday. He's all, it's funny you just, texted me, because I was just about to start meditating, and today's meditation is, you don't need to be fixed. You don't need to be fixed. Maybe there's a few things that you need to tweak for yourself. If you want to change. But that doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean that what you've done is bad. Maybe some choices you made might have been questionable, so fix them. You know, turn your focus in another direction so that you can find your way back to who you are, or find your way to who you are and who you know yourself to be. I don't want to say who you want to be, because I think that person is always in us. It's just a matter of having faith in ourselves to uncover that person and to really kind of see them and allow them to just be out there and to be seen, to not be afraid to be seen. Right? So, how to stay positive. Change your thoughts. Okay, I think I just covered with that one. If you don't like what you're in right now, change it. I know for some people it may not be easy, but I'm talking about the easier stuff, okay? If you are in something that's a little difficult, make a plan. Talk to people. Reach out to people that you trust, that you absolutely trust. Don't try to go for mutual people. Just say, hey, you know what? I need some advice. Whatever you need to do, okay? But this is really kind of in the generalized state. And, you know, we're talking about body mindfulness, right? And we have people that, oh, I hate my body. And I told you, body negativity doesn't care what size you are. So if you are constantly berating yourself, and if you're constantly derailing your efforts towards having a healthy mindset towards yourself, change your thoughts. Is it hard? It can be. Because your insecurities are going to rail against you. They are going to fight to keep you in this dark place. And you don't want that, right? You deserve better. You deserve to be thriving, not just surviving and existing in your life. So find a way to change your thoughts. Journal, gratitude. There are books out there. There are endless supplies of books. And the great thing is people are all, aren't there enough? I have people tell me, aren't there enough self-help books out in the world? You know what? There are a lot out there. But what may work for one person may not work for another, and they'll find something else that says, oh my gosh, I found this and it's been a game changer in my life. And then they'll read another one and say, whoa, yeah, I read some of this already, but this is something new. So you can never find too many of these. Okay, which it does require reading, right? We had that in the self-care thing, read. So, you know, but change your thoughts, because again, what you say is what you hear. It's what your brain is going to process, and it's going to end up being what you see. So you have to decide if you want to see negative or ding, 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 positive. All right. Accept the situation. Accept the situation. Yes, the situation may not be what you want it to be. Yes, it may super suck and be like the worst thing in your whole life, but acceptance is the first step to healing. Okay, acceptance is the first step to moving forward. Because a lot of times we want to hold on to things thinking, no, I know. And just because something's not in your life right now, it doesn't mean it won't return to your life. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's permanently gone. It might be, but that doesn't mean it is. But when you start to focus on what you need, when you start to focus on your healing and accepting the situation for what it is in this moment, you start to move forward and you start to see what you are worth. You know, and maybe you didn't feel valued, but you just dealt with it because it's better than whatever the alternative is, right? So sometimes accepting the situation as it is in that moment is what can help push us forward, help move us forward. Number 3, remind yourself you can handle this. So once you accept the situation, you can handle this. Whatever life throws at you, you can handle it. Sometimes life might feel overwhelming. Sometimes we might feel like we're under the thumb, right? Sometimes we may feel like we have an anvil attached to the top of our head. You may feel like you are Wile E. Coyote. For those old of you, those of you old enough to remember who Wile E. Coyote is, you may feel like life is the roadrunner and you're the coyote. That poor coyote. I know. Everyone, you know, when I was a kid, it's like, oh no, roadrunner, get away, get away, get away. Then when you get older, you're like, wow, that roadrunner is really an asshole. And that poor coyote, you know, it's just, you shift because all of a sudden you see the roadrunner being like life and you're just like, oh my God, I feel like the coyote today. I love Bugs Bunny, but he was kind of a dick too. But, you know, I know, I'm very mouthy today, but I have opinions. That doesn't mean I don't like them. I mean, hey, we always, but when you start to look around, actually Bugs Bunny wasn't too bad, but yeah, the Roadrunner, when we start to get older and we start to have to deal with real life stuff, we start to say, wow, the coyote really is the underdog, literally, in this scenario with the Roadrunner. So just just remind yourself, when you're feeling like the coyote, you can handle this. It may not feel like, I'm going to tell you, all joking aside, and that was not really a joke. That was kind of just a nice little tie into there. But in all seriousness, when we get to these points where the anxiety, the stress, the overwhelm, the overthinking, everything feels like you're just buried under all this stuff, remind yourself that you can handle it. You got out of bed this morning. You got dressed. You made your way to wherever it is you're going, whether it's from your bed right to your desk because you work at home, or to your kitchen. But you got out. You opened your eyes this morning. You chose to be here for another day. And, that's a big thing. Sometimes that's the only thing. But if you've done that, hey, high five. Because that means you can handle the next thing. Just put one foot in front of the other. You don't need to sprint. You don't need to run the 50-yard dash. Just put one foot in front of the other. One breath after the other. And just don't push yourself too hard if you feel like you're about to crack. Find that mindfulness. Do some meditation if you can. And, again, with the mindfulness, mindfulness is our big thing. It's our 30 non-consecutive days of really mindful kind of thinking, getting into that mindfulness. And just find a way to be present in your moment. Okay? So, the next one, breathe. Breathe. It's funny because I don't notice this, but sometimes when I get super stressed out, I stop breathing. It's just like, I remember one time sibling and I don't know what happened, but I think we were driving somewhere. And I was just getting so stressed out. I left the house stressed out and everything. And she's all, you need to breathe. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's all, I can see you. She's all, you have not breathed in almost a minute. And I didn't even realize it. I wasn't purposely holding my breath. I was just kind of like, and then you take that breath and you're like, oh my gosh, what was happening? It's like, did I have an out-of-body experience? Not good when you're the one driving. But breathe. Just find a way to just breathe. You don't have to do the fancy counting if you don't want to. Just be mindful of your breathing. Okay? Like, just breathe in, breathe out. And some meditations, they'll walk you through the timed breathing. And then they'll say, just return to your breath. But sometimes all you have to do is just focus on your breath. Sometimes I think we forget to do that. But, I'm pretty sure I have lungs the size of Australia, so I used to be able to hold my breath for underwater for a long time. So maybe I'm a mermaid. Well, I am a sea goat, right? Capricorns are sea goats, so I got some kind of ocean thing going on in me, which means that seriously, a sea goat. Basically, the sea goat, when you look at it, it looks like a goat mermaid. Of all the signs to be born under, I get the weird one, right? Everything else feels so normal, but I get the sea goat. But anyways, the next one, stay humble and transparent. I know a lot of people just feel like they need to fit in, like they need to be better than they think they are, or they need to present themselves better to the world. Just be you. I think, to me, staying humble is just being truly your authentic self. I know that's not a term that flies with a lot of people, but it's just about being you. Just be you. Be transparent. When you lie, you have to keep lying to cover up that lie, right? And then you get caught in it. Or you just sit there and you lie, and it's like, oh, people are onto me. And then then eventually you're either forced to come clean, or you decide, okay, I can't handle this anymore, and you come clean, but it doesn't make you look good. Because people will sit there and say, well, why did you lie? Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Telling the truth is so much easier than trying to lie. Okay? That doesn't mean go out there and be mean to people either. Oh, well, that's the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen. Don't judge other people, all right? I have people tell me, why are you wearing that? And I'm all, because it makes me happy. But before I really kind of just decided, screw you all, it was kind of like I would feel bad. And then I'd feel so uncomfortable for the rest of the day because I just, I thought I was being judged by everybody. Everybody. When 99,000% of the people out there are probably not even looking at you. They're just kind of moseying about their day. They're just going about your day. But because of one person's comment, you're going to think about that. So just stay humble. Don't question other people's choices. If somebody's doing something that they like to do, admire their courage. Okay, just admire their courage. Just say, hey, wow, you know what? And you don't have to sit there and go, that takes a lot of bravery to wear that, because that's just saying your outfit is stupid. No, just be nice, or don't say anything at all. If you have not, what is it we're always told when we're growing up? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. There's being honest, and then there's being an asshole. Okay, seriously, that must be our word for the day. Shelley's Sesame Street, with curse words, brought to you by the letter A. So stay humble and stay transparent. Don't lie. It's not going to benefit you. And change what you were focusing on. So it started with change your thoughts. Now we're ending with change what you're focusing on. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on all the negative? Or are you focusing on all the positive? Or are you somewhere in between? Not every moment's going to be positive. Come on, this is life. We're human. It doesn't matter if you're a toddler or if you're a 80-year-old or if you're somewhere in between the two. Not every day is going to be positive. Okay? I mean, a toddler looks like they're carefree. Yay, I'm just having the time of my life. I don't have to work. I don't have to think about anything. I can't even talk yet in some cases. But then they might fall down and hit something, right? And then, they cry. They're having a bad day. Or maybe they're hungry and they can't communicate yet, so they cry because they're having a bad day. It's like, why is no one figuring this out? Or maybe they have a soiled diaper. Oh my God, seriously, will someone please help me? And, so you may think that they're carefree, but hey, even they have bad days, okay? Even they have their moments. But we can teach ourselves as we get older and as we grow up. Instill this in your children, in the people that you love, no matter how old they are. That, it's not always about being Pollyanna. It's not always about sunshine and roses. But it doesn't always have to be fire and brimstone. It doesn't always have to feel like you were sinking into the pit of hell. That you were that you're caught up in a storm, or, your car is spinning out of control, or maybe you're on a ride you didn't want to be on and you can't wait for it to be over. Sometimes that's how life feels, right? That you've gotten onto a ride that you instantly regret the minute it starts. And you have to wait to get off. Maybe you're holding in you're ready to toss your cookies, but you're holding your cookies in, right? But that's just it. You are making it through. You are progressing through that moment. You are just waiting for the spinning to stop. And one of the ways we can help the spinning to stop is by changing what we're focusing on. If you're on that, I'm only talking about that because it just popped in my head. Years and years and years ago, baby sibling, when she was little, said, come on, Shelly, let's go on this, blah, blah, blah. She's my baby cousin, but we were like 15 years apart. So, I literally was an adult when she was still in grade school, but, a young adult, but she's like, yeah, come on, let's go do this. Let's go do that. And it's like, oh my God, one of them, I thought I was going to I had to hold everything in, but my problem was I had my eyes open, and they say when you close your eyes, it makes it worse. So what I tried to do is I just stared down at my lap for the rest of the time. And I just started thinking, and I just started doing all kinds of other mental stuff. And normally I can handle rides like that, but literally we had just eaten a half an hour before. So probably not the wisest choice to make, but boy, that ride. I look at that ride now and I think, nope. It's not because I can't handle it, because I love roller coasters, but it's more like, yeah, that was a bad experience. And I don't want to put myself in that situation again. Whether I can handle it now or not, I'm not gonna figure that out, because I changed my focus. I decided, no, there are a lot of other fun things I can do that aren't going to make me feel like I am literally going to just throw up on everybody. So, and that was a very rare moment. Because I normally don't get that way. But yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, so I know that some of the examples I'm giving today are probably like, what the hell is she talking about? But think about it. Everything that we do is kind of a metaphor for life. Things may go great. You're smelling the roses. Yeah, look at that. There's a butterfly. There's a dragonfly. There's a hummingbird. There's this, that, or the other. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, you're standing outside waiting for something and it starts to rain on you. Not in the forecast. Nothing. I don't blame our forecasters here in Southern California because you know what? Our weather is bipolar. It is just... I should actually say, and I don't mean this in any way, shape, or form to be rude to the mental health umbrella, because I am a I'm a card-carrying member of the mental health community, the mental illness community. But our weather is kind of like multiple personalities. Okay, our weather is like Sybil, in case you don't know. That was an actual case. They made a movie about it, but she had multiple personalities. And, but yeah, our weather is so sketchy. You know, it's like a guy on meth. So you just never know what they're going to do. It's just sketchy. It just changes like that. And, you know, I think part of it is because we are in Southern California. We're on this weird jet stream. We're in these heat domes and all this other crap that the weather people throw out. So try to be nice to your weather person because the world is changing and they're trying to keep up. So give them a break. But yeah, change what you're focusing on. Instead of complaining that you got stuck in the rain, think, oh my God, good, we needed this rain. Thank goodness. Am I soaked? Probably. Is my stuff getting wet? Hopefully not, because that would suck. But you're not dead. You're alive. And you're safe. And instead of looking at it as, great, the world is shitting on me again, just say, hey, you know what? Someone's watering me for growth. Okay, it's all about the mindset. And like I said, there are going to be days when we're just going to want to throw in the towel. And you're allowed to throw in the towel. Just don't forget to pick the towel back up. Okay, don't forget to pick the towel back up. Go through your emotions. Go through whatever feelings that you're having. When you're in a bad place, your feelings are very valid. When you're sad or you're crying or you're blue and people say, oh, get over it, you'll be fine. No, it's not. We talked about earlier, accepting the situation. It's not always easy to accept the situation. But when you get to that point where you are able to, don't go backwards. Accept the situation and move forward. You get to choose how long it takes you to get there. Just, you know, like I said the other day, when you start repeating the patterns or you start repeating the complaints, then it's probably time to move forward. Because at that point, you've healed it, but now you're just finding new ways to heal it because you're afraid to move forward because it is scary. Accepting the situation is basically saying that I'm accepting the unknown. I'm accepting the path ahead of me and I have no idea what's ahead of me. And that's okay. And I know that because I've been that person. I have been afraid because I don't know what's in front of me. And it used to scare me because I always felt like I had to have everything planned and everything controlled. And I'll tell you right now, while I was busy making plans, God was busy giving me a life. And I missed a lot of it because I was so focused on the plans that I wanted that I forgot to be here in this moment, in this mindfulness. So take the time to change your thoughts, accept the situation when you're ready. Remind yourself that you can handle this. Breathe. Breathe should be like every other one, okay? Breathe. Just breathe. Focus on your breath. Like I said, if you don't want to do the fancy breathing, you don't, but just focus on breathing. Just take a deep breath and exhale it. Breathe in all the good stuff. Exhale all the crap. Okay? Stay humble and transparent. Don't be a jerk. Don't lie. Lying gets you nowhere. And change what you're focusing on. If you're not happy where you're at, change what you're focusing on. Is it because you're constantly spewing out negative stuff that you feel trapped in this place? Do some gratitude. If you're struggling with positivity, journal. You know, you can get a cheap old notebook. I have several, $2 notebooks sitting on my desk and like 25 fancy journals over on my bookshelf that some of them haven't even been touched yet. I kid you not. There's at least 20 over there. Some have been used, some haven't, some are partway used, some have halfway been written in. I even have some journals sitting here against my wall. So, I know. I need like a whole room just for my journal. I could open up my own store with pens and all the pens and journals I have. But to finish it off, you don't need to be fixed. Okay, and thank you, Troy, for that. So, Bestie Troy, for that. You don't need to be fixed. You may need some guidance. You may need some support. You may decide to go in a whole different direction than you initially thought you could ever go. But you do not need to be fixed. You are fine just the way you are. And if you need to make some fine-tunements, or you need to make some fine attunements, or you need to make some adjustments, that's your choice. That's up to you. If you're not happy where you're at, or you're not happy with the way your life is going, change your thoughts and change what you're focusing on. Okay? But you are not broken, and we may feel broken from time to time, but what I'm saying, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just trying to figure out your path. Okay? So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll be back here tomorrow for day number 18 of body positivity. Body mindfulness. I know the first 15 days was body positivity, but now we're into body mindfulness. So tomorrow will be day 18 of body mindfulness, and think about these things. Okay. I think the how to stay positive really goes well with our last two topics of love and strength. And tomorrow is going to be soul work. So the soul work might even touch on some of these things. But soul work is like shadow work. So we're going to get into that a little bit tomorrow. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. And yeah, just be happy with who you are. Okay. And allow yourself to go through whatever emotions you are going to go through. Life sometimes can feel like a roller coaster. It's not always going to feel like it's a good day. But just remind yourself when you are having a bad day that you can handle this and you can get through it. All right. Again, have a great, great day, everybody. I'll see everybody back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelley Marie Lucas. You can catch the replay on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective, where you can click, like, and subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications whenever I post my videos. And you can also follow the Aloha Perspective Facebook page, which I need to pay a little more attention to because I do not pay enough attention to it. And I do post the videos there. If you are a person on the go and you don't have time to listen to something that might be 20 minutes plus, I also do a short version of the body mindfulness right now, and I will post the self-care there as well on TikTok. All right. So have a great day, everybody. Yeah, have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.